Good evening, faculty and staff, distinguished members of the Board of Trustees, and most importantly, family, friends, and our law enforcement agency partners. Welcome to Stanley Community College Basic Law Enforcement Training graduation for the Spring 2023 class. I am David Esposito. I'm the Director of the Basic Law Enforcement Training Program. Please join me in welcoming the cadets of the Spring 2023 BLET. Will the guests, if you're able, will you please rise? The Stanley County Sheriff's Office will now present the nation's colors. And salute.
Let us pray. Heavenly Father, I come to you with a thankful heart for the many blessings that you give us each and every day. Lord, I'm thankful for each of the students that have completed the BLET program and thankful that they have chosen a noble profession. Lord, I ask that you watch over them as they begin their careers as law enforcement officers, praying for their safety and their protection. Help them to make good decisions and to always do the right thing. God, I pray for their families that you'll help them to understand that this can be a difficult career for their loved one and that they be supportive of the challenges that may come before them. May our time together this evening bring honor and glory to you. It's in Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Please be seated. First, I'd like to introduce the members that are sitting on stage with me tonight. First, Dr. John Ennemite, President, Stanley Community College. Dr. Kara Finch, who is the Dean of Public Services. David Hunt, who is my qualified assistant for the BLET program. And Chief James Wilson, he is the Chief of the Norwood Police Department. I just want to give you a brief history about BLET and what these cadets have gone through over the past 4 months. Standardization for law enforcement officers began in the early 1970s in response to a growing concern in increased accountability and credibility. 2 advisory councils laid the groundwork throughout the 1970s by adopting minimum employment and basic training standards. By 1978, the minimum hours were increased from 160 to 240 hours. At this time, all criminal justice officers in the state were included under the council's regulatory authority. On January 1st, 1980, the two councils were dissolved to create the North Carolina Criminal Justice Education and Standards Commission. Sheriffs and their deputies continued under this jurisdiction of the commission until September 1983, when the General Assembly established a separate sheriff's commission. Since the 1970s, the law enforcement training has continued to evolve. In 1997, the first pilot course for the new BLET 2000 curriculum was tested at the North Carolina Justice Academy. 6 more pilot delivery sites were added in the spring of 1998 to test this curriculum. The basic law enforcement training curriculum is designed to prepare entry-level individuals with the cognitive and physical skills needed to become certified law enforcement officers in the state of North Carolina. Today, the curriculum comprises of 36 separate blocks of instructions, which include law enforcement's driver's training, motor vehicle laws, arrest, search, and seizure, constitutional laws, just to name a few. The BLT curriculum employs practical exercises and an extensive ethics section throughout the training experience. The BLT course has been thoroughly researched, legally reviewed, and contains the most current law enforcement information available. This commission-mandated 640-hour course takes approximately 16 weeks to complete and concludes with a comprehensive written examination, skills testing, and the police officer's physical abilities test, commonly known as the POPAT. Upon successful completion of the BLET state written examination, the BLET trainee is eligible to be sworn as a law enforcement officer in the state of North Carolina. Currently, the BLET curriculum is in the final stages of another review and will expand from the mandated 640 hours that we have today to over 880 hours. Now it is my distinct honor to introduce Mr. John Enamite, the president of Stanley Community College.
Thank you, David. Can y'all hear me okay? Seems a little loud. Good evening. There you go. It's a celebration. I know we're in a church and it's a formal occasion, but it is a celebration. But David already welcomed you, but I would like to welcome you as well. On behalf of the Board of Trustees at Stanley Community College, our faculty, our staff, and our students, I want to welcome not just our graduates, but also their family and friends and community members who have came in support of tonight's ceremony. We do have some special guests. All of you are special, but we do have some Board of Trustee members who are present. The community college operates with a 12-member Board of Trustees who helps govern the institution. And we do have 4 members of the Board of Trustees with us tonight. Among us is Chairman Joe Brooks, Mrs. Kathy Burr and her husband Phil Burr, Mr. Cecil Curley, and Mr. Eddie Wall. Thanks to each of you for being here tonight and showing your support. We also Stanley Community College has in its name community. And seeing all of you here tonight really does show how important community is to the college. We have with us a Stanley County Commissioner. The commissioners provide a tremendous amount of support to the community college. With us tonight is one of the Stanley County Commissioners, Mr. Brandon King. Mr. King, thank you for taking time out of your schedule to show support to the program and to our graduates. I also want to thank the Sheriff's Department for the use of their deputies in showing and having honor guard. So Sheriff Crisco, thank you and your deputies for your participation in the ceremony. We have a number of other faculty and staff. We have a lot of staff who are present with us tonight. I'm not going to take time to recognize all of you, but thanks to all of you for taking time out of your schedules to be here. I would like to give a special thanks, though, to David Esposito, David Hunt, Marissa Trent, Dr. Kara Finch, and Christy Honeycutt for the work that they have done in making the basic law enforcement training at Stanley Community College one of the best in North Carolina. Let's give them a round of applause. Some of you know, some of you may not, without sponsorships, students cannot be accepted into the BLET program. We have a number of sponsoring agencies who have supported the graduates who are with us tonight, and I'm going to recognize the sponsoring agencies, which include the Albemarle Police Department, the Concord Police Department, the Locust Police Department, the Mint Hill Police Department, the North Carolina State Parks and Moore Mountain, Norwood Police Department, the Salisbury Police Department, the Stallings Police Department, the UNC Charlotte Police Department, and the Union County Sheriff's Office. To each of the sponsoring agencies, go ahead, yeah. I talked about community a few moments ago. It's obvious without the sponsoring agencies, without the community, the students would not be with us. To the sponsoring agencies, thank you. From not just myself, but the entire institution, thank you for your support of Stanley Community College and its BLET program. More importantly, thanks to you for your support of these graduates. Family and friends, the dedication and the strong foundation you have provided to this class of BLET students has to be recognized. For without you, family and friends, it would have been much more difficult, if not impossible, for each of these graduates to survive the physical rigor, overcome the countless hours of class, and eventually be before you tonight as a graduate of the BLET class. Graduates, I want to ask you to give your family and friends a great round of applause. This BLET graduating class started on February the 13th and ended on June 2nd. Mr. Esposito talked a little bit about the history of the program and what the program entails now. Let's talk a little bit more about the program these students have endured for the past 676 hours of training since that great day in February. Seems like a long time ago now, doesn't it? Basic, or BLET, stands for Basic Law Enforcement Training. The course description, which is set by the state of North Carolina, states, this course covers the basic skills and knowledge needed for entry-level employment as a law enforcement officer in North Carolina. Topics are divided into general units of study: legal, patrol duties, law enforcement communication, investigations, practical application, and sheriff-specific. Upon successful completion, the student will be able to demonstrate competence in the topics and areas required for the state comprehensive certification examination. I said just a moment ago, the graduates have completed 676 hours of instruction and training in the Basic Law Enforcement Training Program. I have to say, these hours probably can be considered more intense than basic, though. Class, would you agree with that? Yeah. This course is not for the lighthearted or for those with weak dedication. The course requires students to learn what a true team is all about, what respect means for both them and both them as a law enforcement officer, but also respect for and from the public. In today's society, respect and teamwork is certainly hard to come by, but it is at the heart of everything a public service law enforcement member does. As we too often see in the news, the law enforcement field is one that seems to have sadly lost some respect from society in general. As such, I applaud each and every one of you and appreciate the efforts of you graduates and the sponsoring agencies who have remained determined to enter the law enforcement field. I, for one, appreciate all you who have persevered through the challenging course of BLET at Stanley Community College. In conclusion, I wish each of you congratulations. Each of you is part of the Stanley Community College family. We strongly encourage you to stay in touch with us and let us know how you're doing in the future. You are part of the family, so stay in touch with us. let us know how you're doing. Once again, congratulations. I wish each of you the very best in your future. Thank you.
Our guest speaker this afternoon was born and raised in a little farming community in Roxborough, North Carolina. At an early age, he knew he wanted to work in public service field, and immediately after graduating from high school, he joined the local volunteer fire department, and while working on his associate degree in criminal justice, he began the process of obtaining his EMT paramedic. While at Piedmont Community College, he met his future wife, Amber, who was attending the nursing program. After completing his associate's degree, he transferred to North Carolina Central University to complete his bachelor's degree in criminal justice. In 2002, he began working for the Roxborough Police Department, and after working 13 years through numerous assignments and rising through the ranks of the department, he and his family moved to the beautiful town of Norwood, North Carolina, after accepting a position as chief of police. In 2017, he graduated from the FBI National Academy in Quantico, Virginia, and received a graduate certificate in law enforcement leadership. In 2019, he graduated with honors from American Public University with a master's degree in Homeland Security. He has served for the past 6 years on the board of directors for the North Carolina Association of Chiefs of Police and was recently nominated for appointment to serve on the Community Policing Committee for the International Association of Chiefs of Police, where he will work with local, state, federal, and international partners to include Scotland Yard and Interpol on best community policing practices. He also serves as an adjunct professor for Pfeiffer University, where he lectures on criminal justice and homeland security topics. He volunteers his time serving as a deacon with Memorial Baptist Church, while also serving as a youth leader and a high school boys Sunday school teacher. In his free time, he enjoys family adventures with his wife Amber and their 3 sons, Aiden, Mason, and Chance. Ladies and gentlemen, Chief James Wilson.
Good afternoon. Director Esposito and David Hunt, I appreciate the opportunity to speak today. Thank you very much, and I appreciate your leadership in the program. Dr. Enamite, thank you and the college for your continued support of the BLAT program. You guys look sharp. Proud of you. Proud of you. All right, so I was told by my captain today, as I was finishing up my speech, that just because I was in church, I couldn't perform an entire service. So I promised to keep it as short as possible. I won't drag it out. So we're going to speak today on to serve and protect. That's a phrase you graduating officers will hear many times in your career. I'd like to share with you some thoughts, if I may, about what that phrase really means. Unlike any other, your job began with an oath, a sacred oath sworn by men and women of courage and character for generations before you. You officers are set to begin your career at a time when our country is witness to a division between the badge you wear and the citizens that you've sworn to protect and serve. The way you and fellow officers across the country uphold your oath will determine the future of law enforcement in America today. Serve and protect. The duty behind that phrase begins with an oath you've sworn, with a clear understanding that the foundational mission is to serve and protect the citizens that you represent, and to serve and protect the rights and principles that your badge represents. Always remember that first and foremost, we are public servants. Now, most of you will go straight to patrol, and the patrol division of any department is the tip of the spear. You'll patrol your streets without glory, exposed to great dangers, sometimes unappreciated, and always underpaid for what you do. Begin each day from bended knee and search your own heart, asking yourself, what drives me to wear the badge? As you search your own heart before each shift, if your conscience is clear, if your willingness to venture once more to the fray is founded by righteous service for the citizens you've sworn to serve and protect, if you're prepared to observe unwavering the constitutional principles that your badge represents, then I say to you, get up, gear up, and roll out and hit your streets with confidence and courage, an intent to deliver respectful, compassionate police protection, dedicated to investigate and arrest with utmost professionalism, always with an eye to the rights of those you serve, always with a clear memory of the badges that have come before you, ever conscious of the sacred duty you've sworn to perform with constant prayer upon your lips, that if this day is to be your last, let your actions be courageous, your spirit at ease, and your heart without malice. So help you God. As you perform these duties, I ask that you put yourself above no man. None of us can claim to be without fault. All of us here today have made great mistakes in the course of our life. Each of us continue to struggle with our own faults, our own weaknesses, and our own demons. I've spent 43 years becoming the man that stands before you today. And if my wife were here, she would say that she's still sanding off the rough edges. All of us fall in life, but a man's character should not be measured by how he falls, and instead should be measured by how he stands back up. Please remember the criminals that you will arrest are not necessarily bad people. They've just made bad choices. The citizens you'll arrest during your career will frequently come from a challenging background. Most will have grown up in dangerous neighborhoods without proper guidance and counsel, and without the benefit of a strong family, the kind of family that is with you here today. Many will be poorly educated, and most will feel trapped in the horrible world of drugs and petty crime. Please ask yourself and ponder, what sort of a person would you have become if your life had been like that? Now, there are exceptions, of course. Some people are able to arise from poverty and the crime-ridden neighborhoods of their youth and grow to become wonderful, productive citizens. Now, I'm in no way suggesting that criminals are victims. Grown men don't break into homes, commit armed robberies, and other unspeakable acts because their mom and dad didn't hug them enough. I am simply asking you to consider the life your fellow man has endured. There should be room for intellectual understanding of the very real circumstances that many people who find themselves at odds with the law have suffered, and therein lies compassion. I ask that with every single citizen you arrest, that you allow room in your heart for mercy, grace, and faith in your God for the redemptive nature of the human spirit. Make a positive difference in that man's life by showing kindness, by representing goodness, by sharing human compassion, and by being slow to anger. In short, I'm challenging each of you to be the salt and light of our profession. If you're able to embrace these things, if you're willing to perform to these standards, you'll accomplish more than just a very successful career. You will have brought honor and dignity to the badge. You'll have represented the very highest standards of American law enforcement, and you'll have added to the eternal strength of the United States Constitution that you've sworn to uphold. I would like to say to the families of these graduating officers just how much it means to us that you've made this commitment. Your role is crucial to the success of these men and women, as you will also bear the burden of this calling. Your nights will be long, your fears will be justified, and your spirit will be tested. Even your sanity may be questioned at times. Your patience will run thin, yet in the end, your faith will prevail, and your courage shall stand. So please, love each other, support each other, and be each other's peace. In closing, I wanted to share Paul's letter to the church of Corinth, and it is the book of Corinthians, chapter 16, verses 13 and 14. It says, "Be on guard, stand firm in the faith, be courageous, be strong." Now, these adjectives, I think we can all agree, are just an outstanding reflection of what it means and what it is to be a law enforcement officer. Be on guard, so be ready. Stand firm in the faith. Stand firm in our convictions and our principles. Be courageous. Be strong. And chapter 14 of verse 14 of this is the most important, I feel. And it sets the tone for why we do what we do. And it says, "And in everything you do, do so in love." Officers, again, begin each day from bended knee. Seek righteousness and truth. Recall the sacred duty you've sworn to perform and the generations of Americans that have worn the badge before you. Talk to your Savior and ask his blessing. Then stand up, walk tall, and hit the street. No longer alone. You now join a brotherhood of millions. Your place amongst us has been prepared. We stand together as one against crime, against injustice, against the very gates of hell. Serve and protect. As you leave this hall today, fully commissioned police officers, it is my prayer that you will venture forth with renewed love for your fellow man, with strength and commitment for your family, with courageous intent to perform your duty. May God bless each and every one of you, and welcome to the Thin Blue Line.
At the beginning of each class, we task the students to elect a class leader and an assistant class leader. This year, they selected Bryce Richard as their assistant class leader, and their class leader is Cody Teague. At this time, it's my honor to welcome Cody Teague to the stage to address his classmates.
Let me get my speech here. First of all, good evening. Thank you all for coming. I would first like to thank my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, for this opportunity, for leading me this direction and guiding my steps in this accomplishment. To my beautiful wife and bride, thank you for your support, for stepping up when I couldn't, for the long hours, for giving me grace and understanding these last 4 months. I know it's been hard. You and my beautiful daughter, or our daughter, Denver, is my biggest fan. So thank you so much. To my family, thank you as well. Thank you for coming tonight. Thank you for your support. To Albemarle Police Department, thank you for making my childhood dream come true and giving me the opportunity to serve this city and for paying me to do it. So thank you so much. I look forward to a long, fulfilling career serving this city with you all. And to all the law enforcement that's represented here tonight, thank you for showing up. We stand on your shoulders, and you have given us a great example to follow. To our instructors, all the men and women who poured their time and energy into our class, thank you for your time. Thank you for your wisdom and your expertise. It has been invaluable, and we will be better officers because of it. So thank you. And to my teammates, we made it. We did it. Y'all have been so amazing. I'm extremely proud of each and every one of you. Thank you for allowing me to be your leader, your teammate, and your friend, your brother. I love each and every one of you. We've been through a lot. It's been a long road. Went by pretty quick, but looking back, man, we've done a lot. But this is only the beginning. This right here is the catalyst to the rest of our careers. And the rest of our careers will only be fulfilling if we do what is right, what is honorable. I've said this so many times throughout our program, and some of you have echoed this back to me whenever I've struggled, that when you get down, remember your why. Why did you choose to pursue this path? Remember that this is your calling. And your why may be slightly different from others among you, but I hope and I pray that the courage and the convictions that should mark all of us in law enforcement would stay in the forefront of your mind, and it would be deeply embedded in your heart and your soul. And I pray that those convictions would propel you and that your resolve to do what is right in the face of evil will remain unshaken. I pray that we would all be marked with integrity. And above all the tactical skills we learned in our practicals or all the knowledge we gained from all the books we found ourselves in, it would be all for naught if we do not do the right thing. Listen, we're not defined by our accolades. We're not defined by our successes. We are defined by who we are when no one else is watching. So my challenge to myself, to my team, and all of those who wear a badge is for us to be men and women of character, walking in integrity, humility, and honor. Don't sacrifice your good reputation on the altars of compromise. Remain unflinching and firm in your convictions and stay true to who you are and to your calling. Skills can be trained, but character is shaped by your choices. Character defines us. So when our kids are asked what good character and integrity looks like, may they write our names down. May they point to us. Let us be good cops, heroes, representing the badge well. In closing, I would like to give a special thanks to our director, David Esposito, David Hunt, Dr. Finch, John Lanier, Mrs. Trent, and all those who have made our success possible by leading such an excellent program here at Stanley Community College. Stanley Community College is very fortunate to have such great assets in these individuals. They say people don't care about how much you know until they know how much you care, and I think I can speak for all of us who have went through this program. They care. They care about our success, and I am confident that the future of law enforcement is in great hands with these folks leading the program. So I would ask that we all give them a huge round of applause. Finally, I would like to say thank you to North Albemarle Baptist Church for hosting us tonight. It is an honor to graduate in my home church with this great group of men and Our Lady here. Thank you all for coming tonight and being a part of this special occasion. And again, I look forward to serving this great city in the days to come. Thank you.
At this time, we will present our graduates with their certificates. Walter W. Adcock, Stallings Police Department. Dawson L. Bigford, NC State Parks. Alberto P. Cambray, Salisbury Police Department. Joshua D. Capps, Union County Sheriff's Office. Timothy C. Flieger, Jr., Locust Police Department. James L. German, UNC Charlotte Police Department. Desiree M. Hughes, Norwood Police Department. K, Mint Hill Police Department. David M. Rhodes, Albemarle Police Department. Bryce K. Richards, Concord Police Department. Michael J. Spencer, Norwood Police Department. Cody A. Teague, Albemarle Police Department. David Caleb Whitley, Locust Police Department.
How about another round of applause? All right, now we have some awards to give out. Nothing like a little friendly competition during the training. Our first award is to the Outstanding Physical Fitness Award. This encompasses their overall physical fitness. We do several fitness assessments throughout the program, and then ultimately we end up with the final POPAT that's required by the state. So this year's award for the overall physical fitness goes to Kyle McKay. Our next award is for Outstanding Firearms. I think the class probably already knows who this person is. He shoots rather well. So the Locust Police Department is going to be very proud of him. David Caleb Whitley. Next award is our driving award. This award was actually very, very close. It came down to just a couple seconds and one cone not knocked down. So, but I want to also say during driver's training, these cadets, the weather was horrible. So for 3 days and 3 nights, they stood almost in pouring rain to get their driver's training in, and can't be a bit more proud of them. But this year's driver's award goes to Walter Adcock. Our next award is our Leadership Award. This gentleman found out that, sometimes being a leader is not very easy. Some people don't like to take orders and, kind of get on each other's nerves, but he took it in stride and he did very well. He kept this class together. So our Leadership Award goes to Cody Teague. Okay, our last award, every year, we honor Officer Damon Smith. We give an award to the most outstanding candidate. But I just want to give you a little backstory on Damon Smith. Monday, April 15th, 1996 was a tragic day here in Stanley County. On that day, 29-year-old Oakboro police officer Damon Smith was dispatched to a domestic disturbance. It would be his last call of service. The suspect was waiting for the officer to arrive. When he saw Officer Smith approach the house, he shot him in the chest. Damon died of his injuries. At that time, he was survived by his wife and his 3-year-old son. Damon was a United States Army veteran. He was a 2-time graduate of Stanley Community College, earning his associate's degree in criminal justice and also his BLET certificate. In his memory and in his honor, Stanley Community College awards the Damon Smith Award to the outstanding graduate for each BLET class. Firearms, driver's training, physical training, and academic scores are tallied. The BLET staff, along with the instructors, look for traits such as good moral character, reliability, a strong work ethic, honesty, leadership, and most importantly, a positive attitude. Having a positive attitude and a willing attitude in the field of law enforcement is paramount. You'll see horrible things in your career, and you'll have some bad days. Attitude will determine whether you succumb to the pressures or overcome them. In other words, attitude will determine whether you become a victim or a victor. Our outstanding graduate has an excellent attitude and displays strong leadership skills. And before I announce the winner, it's my pleasure to welcome Crystal Whitley to the stage. She's the widow of Damon Smith.
Thank you. I don't prepare speech, but you did notice how old school Mr. Wilson over here did with he got his papers, and then Teague comes up here and whops out a phone. Well, I think I am a little more old school than that. I don't write down speeches. I have been blessed to be a part of the Stanley Community College family for a long period of time. I was married and had a child, and all the crying babies, mamas, don't you worry. Mine was right along with yours when his daddy graduated. We struggled through, and we made it, but he had struggled through with me in nursing school. So, and you will find that civil servants tend to attract each other in this life. There are lots of police officers married to a lot of nurses, including Esposito here. So it just happens to be that way. Damon was a very kind, empathetic, courageous individual that loved his job. Loved it. Couldn't wait to get into BLET, thrived on every moment of it. He set an example to persevere, to laugh at yourself when you do really stupid things, and how to be an honorable person. This award that I have been blessed to be a part of giving for quite a few years, it is still an honor to see that there are still good men out there, honorable, courageous men, who are willing to put on the badge, knowing what it could mean for them. It's still good to know there are families out there that will support their men and women in their efforts to protect and serve. And I know I'm every family's ultimate nightmare when it comes to your officer not coming home. But the life that he led, I would have chosen none other for him. So it is with a great honor that I get to present this award.
This year's recipient of the Damon Smith Award goes to Kyle McKay. Okay, we do have one more award to give out, and that is the academic award. These students took their state exam on Friday, and we received the results this morning about 9:30. So we had to wait because that's how close it was to who was going to be the top academic award. So the top academic award goes to Kyle McKay. Okay, we're about done, I promise. But before we close the ceremony, I want to thank my staff. First, David Hunt. He is my qualified assistant. We've been on this job for just under a year now. This is our second graduating class. He came here with 30 years of law enforcement training. He has been my right-hand man, and I couldn't have done it without him. Next, Marissa Trent. She's my admin assistant, and I tell you, I cannot say enough good things about Marissa. I hate paperwork, and in the college environment, and then also with CJ Standards, there's a lot of paperwork, and she keeps me out of trouble. So Marissa, thank you for everything you do. Thank you for the support of this program. Mr. John Lanier is sitting over here. He is the program head for our criminal justice program, but he's had a lot of experience. He used to be a QA with the BLET program, and he has helped me tremendously since I took this job. John, thank you for everything that you have done for this program. Dr. Kara Finch, she is my dean, and I tell you, she is head and shoulders into this program. I've done a lot of things in my lifetime, and I've worked for a lot of people, but she is on top of my list. I am glad you are my boss. Thank you very much for everything you do. Also, Christy Honeycutt, which is the Associate Vice President for the School of Health and Sciences and Public Services. Thank you for trusting in me and in giving me this opportunity. I really appreciate it. Also, Jeff Parsons, he's sitting out here. He's the Vice President of Academic Affairs and the Chief Academic Officer. Sir, thank you for everything that you've done and believing in this program and supporting it with everything you have. I appreciate that. And last but not least, Dr. Enamite. Thank you for trusting me, for giving me this opportunity. This is absolutely the best job I've ever had. To watch these cadets go through this program and put everything they have is a very rewarding career. I wish I'd have done it years ago, and I'm going to do it as long as I can, God willing. So, sir, thank you for giving me this opportunity. And I also want to thank all the instructors. A lot of people don't realize how much time and effort our instructors put into this class. Many of them are still employed full-time with their respective agencies, and so they have to use precious vacation time to come in and teach. So they take a lot of their personal time to come in here and put a lot of hours in. So if you are a past or present instructor, please rise and be recognized. I know you're in here. That's only a small fraction. Many of them are on the job tonight and aren't able to attend. And cadets, they wanted me to pass along their congratulations to you on a job well done. Graduates, you have chosen a noble profession. Face every day with a positive attitude and never compromise your integrity or that of a law enforcement professional. Education is paramount. I challenge you to never stop learning, because just as BLET continues to evolve with the times, so will the law enforcement profession. Again, I congratulate you and God bless you all. One last thing, and Mr. T alluded to this in his speech. The cornerstone to this program is our integrity and our code of ethics. Every morning, these cadets recite their code of ethics, every single morning after they do the Pledge of Allegiance. So we're going to leave here tonight just like that. So cadets, a 10 hood. About face. Mr. Teague, they're all yours. Ladies and gentlemen, that does conclude our ceremony. Special thanks to the honor guard provided by the Stanley County Sheriff's Office, also North Alamo Baptist Church for allowing us to use your facility. We do have light refreshments out here in the lobby. Cadets, dismissed.